Hey everybody, it's auction time. Everything I'm going to show you here at this auction is online and you can bid on it right now. So I'm doing my best to get this out to you ASAP, so if you see something you like, you have time to bid on it. We are in Petersburg, Tennessee, where this auction is. And I'm telling you, we are in the middle of nowhere. Check this out. This is where we're at. I actually just pulled off the road. And this is the actual auction viewing time, and there's not a single soul around. But there is some neat stuff here that you just gotta see. Let's start with this little tractor. Super Dexter, never heard of it before. Looks like it's a diesel tractor. Might be stuck. Ow. Based on what I can see or what I can feel, it's stuck. It's got car tires on the front. Looks like some relatively new parts here. Wish I could get a better grip on that fan. Yeah, the engine's stuck. But it's a neat one. Look at the tape on the wheel. It's seen a lot of use. Then next to it is this one. This looks like a Golden Jubilee Ford. Could be wrong about that, but that's... In fact, I probably am wrong about that, looking at the engine. Just the hood made me think about that. This one is not seized. This guy is not seized. Cool. Unfortunately, this tires had it. Really a shame. Yeah, I guess this is not a Golden Jubilee. So give me a pass on that one. We got this big baler. Look at this. Another auction with Geo Metros. No, I'm not going to bid on this one. This one is a stick. Missing some parts. Wow, look at that. And there's an LSI next to it. I didn't think the LSIs came in silver. Oh, it's the XFI that doesn't come in silver. Okay, got that. Yeah, we'll move on quick from these. They're 4 doors. That one's an auto. But they're 4 doors and neither of them are complete. Look at this. This is a very early Pinto. Boy, it's pretty out here. Man. It's shot. It is completely shot. I mean, maybe if you needed like a hatch or something, this will have it. But this guy is shot. It's actually got an Alabama plate on it. Too rusty to read. And this next to it is a Vega. That's an odd style Vega. I don't think I've ever seen one that looks like that before. From Huntsville, Royal Huntsville, Alabama. Is this really a Vega or am I wrong? It certainly looks it. Just this roof line I'm not familiar with. The door doesn't open. It's a stick shift. 4-speed. Unfortunately, no engine. I'm afraid these two are going to scrap, as well as this one. I don't know what it is. Don't get frustrated by this stuff. There's a lot better stuff down the row here. This is a Datsun. Maybe an old B210, what's left of it. This thing is junk. And next to it is an old Honda Civic with the key in it. Look at that simple shift lever. Wow, these things were just such a departure for the American public. Engine and trans are in this one, but it's shot. It's got a nice roof rack. That's probably what the most worthy thing on this car is. Otherwise, it's shot. All right, let's get to the better stuff. How about this Dodge pickup? Fairly complete. Very interesting bodywork. Look at that. I can only guess these were sitting somewhere else on the property and they were brought down here. This thing's a manual on the tree. Does it have an engine? Let's find out. It does. The slant 6 is complete. Missing a plug wire. But other than that, it's very complete. Not too dry in there. I mean, this thing, the fan belt's broke, so I can't tell if it's seized or not. I would guess that it is. Oh, that's cool on the door. Home pest control with an ancient phone number. 7-digit phone number. This thing has flat tires. Tough to get it on a trailer. Yeah, this was dragged here. I gotta believe all these were probably dragged here. They're too neatly aligned. The Chevy Celebrity, Volkswagen Rabbit. I'm not gonna spend any time on either of those. Square body, long bed square body. Let's check this guy out. Got a key. It's an automatic. What's in the front seat? Upper cylinder lubricant. Huh. Anything in the glove box? Ah, it's frozen. Wow, this has been in the woods with the windows open a very long time. Wonder if this has an engine in it. Let's find out. Well, this one's a GMC. This looks like around an 85 maybe. Wow. I didn't expect this. This is a diesel. It's that 6.2 liter, I believe, Detroit diesel that they had those years. A very maligned engine because it had no power. And it is had a rat's party in here. Look at that. Unreal. Still has an old-time battery in it. Unbelievable. I gotta believe the rat is still living in here somewhere. This thing is insane. Absolutely insane. Cap's missing, so unfortunately this stuff is inside the engine. This would be fun to play with, just to say you had the 6.2, but man, is it rough. Nice hood ornament. grill's in decent shape. And flats abound. Oh wow, look at the fifth wheel of the gooseneck ball in the bed. This thing did some towing, which must have been a scary proposition with that diesel, because they weren't very powerful. Another piece of ag equipment. All right, now we're starting to get into some interesting stuff. It's a 53, 54 Ford pickup. Looks like a 1-ton. Flathead V8, still in it. Yeah, I'll check if it's seized in a minute. What's it like inside? Rough. With the keys in it. Can you imagine that? Unbelievable. For a 1-ton, it's got a fairly short bed. Huh. It says F100 on the hood, but this is not an F100. Okay, let's see if I can see if this is seized. It is in neutral, and it does appear to be seized. This probably has some parts on it for somebody. All right, let's move on. There is still a lot to cover. It's equipment trailer of some type, some scrap. What is this? Is that a Volvo maybe? Came from an Air Force base, George Marshall Space Flight Center, Huntsville, Alabama. What is this? MG? What in the world? This is not any MG I'm familiar with. Wow, no floors. When I say no floors, literally no floors. Looks like probably the gas cap and the door handles are the most usable pieces on this thing. It is rough. What a shame. This in the US, this must be a pretty rare car, but it's shot. Another Alabama plate on it from 72. I think that's Alabama. Yeah, it is. There's another Vega. Is this one any better? Let's see. I got to be mindful of snakes here. The grass is very, very long. The door won't open. It's a stick shift. Quite rough. Engine in it. Let's see. Can't tell. It's an Atlas headlight, so that dates it a bit. Vega 2300. Let's see if I can get this hood open. The latch is completely broken, but I looked underneath and the engine's in it. F500 About the same year as the 1 ton. Boy, this is a big beast, this guy. Whew. Wow. Dump truck. What's this guy like inside? Like the rest. Like the rest. It's creeping me out. It's making a lot of noise. There must be an animal inside it. I'll check out this hood lifter. Custom. Custom, but doesn't open. An engine in here. Yep. Yep, it's had the valve covers removed. It's not a flathead. I can't tell what it is because the hood won't open very much, but there is an engine in it. It looks like it might be a Y block, but really hard to tell. Whatever this is, it's shot. Next to it's cool. This looks like maybe an AMC wagon, or was an AMC wagon. What a shame. This grass is super tall. This is snake country, so proceed with caution. Yeah, it was an automatic. That isn't tilt wheel, is it? Holy cow, this thing has tilt wheel. That air conditioning, it's got a console. Oh, you guys got to see this. Look at that. It's got a floor console. That's incredible. In a wagon? Wow. Very rough. But tilt wheel and a floor console? Holy cow. Another one from the Space Center. This thing's insane. Wow, talk about no shocks. I'm trying to find some identifying marking to see if I'm right about this being an AMC wagon with bucket seats and floor console, and maybe on the other side. I just have to believe that it is, because it doesn't look like anything else I've ever seen. Look at those bucket seats. How rare must those be? Yeah, that's a GM steering box, so this must be an AMC. Another Vega. These are all early Vegas, before the large bumpers. This one's also quite rough, just like the others. Could you make one out of all 3 or 4? I don't think so. I don't think so. And this was a Mustang at one time. Lots of bullet holes in it. Wow. Looks like a tree fell on it. I know there'd be a VIN stamping up front here, but there's so little left, you can't really tell. Yeah, you can't tell. Another baler. This is an interesting wagon. No engine. General Motors Corporation. So could this be a Buick Opal maybe? It's gotta be. I don't know what else would be looking like this that was a GM vehicle. Must be an Opal with bucket seats. Yeah, it's an Opal. Opal wagon. Nice roof rack. Right next to it is another Opal wagon. This one actually looks like it was driven with a custom grill in it. This one's got the engine in it, but it's rough. All these rigs are rough. Look at the rat's nest in this. This one is actually fairly complete. Also has a roof rack. This one has a newer plate on it. What is it? Oh, I can't tell. Looks like around 75, 76 because it looks like a bicentennial plate. Another Volkswagen. There's a Vega GT. Don't see too many of these. This guy loved his Vegas, didn't he? Bucket seats still in it. Trans in it. Steering box. Remember how hot the Vega steering boxes were at one time? Well, it's got it right there. Almost completely unbolted. And it's got some other column inside. Yeah, look at the GT horn cap. Somebody would want that, for sure. That may be the most valuable thing on this. These bucket seats are not shot. They're not good, but I mean, they could be saved. The dash is literally falling off. 72. Okay, let's look at this one here. So this is a Falcon. Still got the 6 in it. Fairly complete. It's these guys, no doubt about it. I'll check quick, but I'm sure it is. It's a stick. It was a 2-door stick. It's too bad it's so rough. This would make a cool drag car, but it's just too rough. I bet this bumper thing happened when they were pulling it out. The rear end's still in it. Dash is in it and the key's in it. So a bunch of these got parked with the key in it. But no floor whatsoever. And as you might imagine, it's seized. Another Pinto here. Again, very, very rough. Keys in it, but extremely rough. Now, what's this? This is interesting. What is this? Lancia, maybe? I have to see what this is. It's not a Lancia. I think I know what it is. No, it's a Fiat. Okay, so real close. Fiat 128. Boy, you don't see too many of these in any condition. Yeah, still got the Fiat radio in it. That might be something someone wants. I don't know what those two levers for on the column. And the engine is present, still has the air filter on it. Next to it, it's an old Celica. No, it's a Corolla. My mistake. Whew. No transmission in this one. Looks like old CB radio on the floor. And hit pretty hard in the back. Keys still in the trunk. Man, these cars. This is cool. This is a Ford Capri, not a Mercury Capri. This is a Ford Capri. I remember these from high school. 2600 V6. So imagine, this thing's pretty tiny and it had a V6 in it. I remember that people used to hop these up. It still has the Capri Sport wheels on it. It's too far gone, but it would probably be a decent parts car for the doors and maybe miscellaneous parts. And the buckets are in it, but they're shot. It was a manual, like most of these were, if not all of them. But there are some good parts on this. And these are hard to find. Next to it, I don't know what this is. Looks like another Fiat. Yep, it's another, I think another Fiat. Or, no, it's an Opel. Sorry about that. It's an Opel. An Opel Kadett. There's nothing left of this. Nothing left. No engine, no trans. A couple of hubcaps. That's about it. And this next to it is another Toyota. Old Toyota. Look at those taillights. This is an oldie. It's got an 8-track player in it. It looks like it might be factory. That might be worth something to someone. There's the engine still in it. Look at that thing. Another one right next to it. The owner of these gravitated towards Toyotas, Fiats, Chevy Vegas. Another Fiat. No need to spend any time with that one. Lots of bees around this one. Look at those cool taillights. That's neat. And the taillights are in good shape. I mean, how many taillight sets like that are left in the US? Not many. Early 50s Chevy 5-window truck. Engine's still in it. Unfortunately, hood is up. No air filter. You know what that means. it means it's full of water. Yeah, and it's stuck, of course. Of course, but you know me, I have to try. Stick on the tree. Looks like it was a 1/2 ton. The running boards are actually usable. They're not perfect, but they're usable. Bit of a shock, but they are. Does this side have a running board? It does, but it's not very good. It's here, but it's not very good. Well, this one's real old because it's got the up and down door handle. It's a bunch of stuff in the bed too. Not parts for this. Couple more Toyotas. Don't know what that was. This looks like it might have been a Datsun rather than a Toyota. With that funky hatchback. Yep, it says Nissan on it. Some good parts on that one. Equipment trailer here. We'll get to those in a minute. I don't know what this is. The distributor says Fairbanks Morse on it, but I don't know what this tractor is. Unfortunately, it's very, very rough. It's a 4-cylinder overhead cam, but it's rough. What a shame. Very cool looking torpedo top. All right, let's move over. Start on this row and head back. Another piece of ag equipment. Smashed Dodge pickup truck. Completely junk V8, junk bed. And then we have a Galaxy 500. Which this dent is clearly new. Right here. What a shame that is. This probably all got screwed up when they were moving it. Premium gasoline. So what's the story on this? It's, can't tell. Looks like it was an automatic with AC. Rat infested. Got a weird wheel on it. Very strange wheel. Is there an engine in this thing? There is. Yep. There is, and it's an 8, but this hood is not going to open the way this thing has been hammered during the moving process. What a shame. This is a neat 60s, like 64 maybe, F600. Let's see what it's got going on under the hood. Yeah, V8. Very rough under there. It looks like it had a bag of concrete on the seat, which since ripped open and has started to harden. Huh, wow, what a shame. And then next to it, we've got, believe it or not, a Dodge dump truck. I can't think of the last time I saw a Dodge dump truck of this size. Looks like Mattis Construction Company, I'm guessing, maybe. This is a rare truck. Dodge 500. At least rare to me. That thing is cool. Wow, look at the styling. It's got a strange style to it. Look at that. This would be a very unique cab on something more modern. There we go. Mays Construction Company. Huh. Oh, look at that. What a neat handle. The keys in it. Wow, I like this. I like it. I wonder if this is how the hood opens. Whatever it is, it's stuck. Let me see if I can get this hood open. I can't, but it's complete inside. It's even got the original Chrysler radiator. Look at that, use Chrysler antifreeze. And the engine's there, and it appears to be complete. Out of all of them, I wish someone would grab this one and do something with that cab. Probably will never happen, but it would be cool. Got more agricultural equipment here. Some bush hogs here. It's a saw. With the utmost in safety when these saws were designed. And a neat tractor. Same torpedo tank as the other one I showed you. Look at that old gauge. Cold run hot water temp gauge. Little known fact for the younger generation is oftentimes in the old days cars would have a light on the dash that said cold, and it came on until the engine warmed up. This of course is seized. The belt's broke. But of course it is. Then we got tanks. There's a market for these. Not just in scrap, but people like them. So there's 1, 2, 3 tanks. Another oh, an Oliver. Wow, look at this. This is a big beast. This Oliver. I can smell oil around it. I wonder if this one hasn't run in too distant past, because I can smell it. Yeah. I'm willing to bet this one ran in the not too distant past. Because it stinks like diesel fuel. This thing is huge. These tires are at least 5 feet tall. That's a neat rig. And next to it's a bulldozer. I don't know what kind, but some of these old bulldozers are worth big money to collectors. And hopefully a collector out there sees this video. Otherwise this will be scrapped. No idea what the original color was. Maybe blue, because the white's just flecking off of it, but it almost looks to me like it wasn't blue either. John Deere. So it's a John Deere bulldozer. Very cool. Another tractor here. It's an international, I think. So maybe that other one is an international as well. That is the first human I've seen since I got here, driving by. Oh, this poor thing is in bad shape. Yeah, it's an international, all right. Do not overload. Unfortunately, too far gone to realistically do anything about. Well, my phone overheated right before I got to this one. This looks like a Ford closed cab. I'm guessing though, guys, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But super rough. Finally, someone else did show up to look at stuff, but he was only interested in parts for that square body, that diesel square body. This thing probably did a lot of work a long time ago. And then there's this right in the middle of this place. No, that's mine. Sorry. Dump truck bed. Another piece of ag equipment. I'm not sure what kind of trailer that was. Shockingly enough, at least one of the tires has air in it. Sometimes when you come to a place like this, all you see is junk, junk, junk. But then you come across this, already removed, waiting to be taken. What is it? It's the straight axle, probably out of this Chevy truck. And what is this good for? Potentially for use in a gasser. And it's just sitting right there, already removed. Super easy to just buy the truck or make a deal with the scrapper and come on by and get it. There's a lot of lawnmowers here. Most of them are pretty rough, missing pieces. This one's kind of neat. I like the looks of that. An old deer. And, you know, these lawn trailers are worth some money. If these things bid out at like $5, it's well worth it. And this one even has a car hitch on it, as does this one. So those are kind of neat to have around. It's an old stove. This would be good to heat the shop. And a whole row of bush hogs. It's got to be 12 or 13 bush hogs here of various sizes. This roller is neat. Look at that. That's pretty sweet. Couple more tanks. This one on wheels. This guy had a lot of water tanks, I assume for feeding the livestock. Here's an old, pretty small dump bed. Pretty neat. Bucket for a loader. And more bush hogs. And way over there, a cement mixer. All this stuff is gonna go cheap for sure. Very, very cheap. There's a log splitter. That's kind of neat. I missed that my first time around. This doesn't look all that old. Well, that's neat. And Water tank on wheels. Give you all a quick recap. Just in case I missed something. Look at the countryside in the background. Unbelievably beautiful property here. I think this is my favorite of the whole place, this Dodge dump truck. It's just so uncommon. And putting these cabs on newer chassis is so popular now. And this one isn't too bad. You would have a rig that no one else has. Boy, if this truck could talk. So thanks for joining me today. This was super interesting. Unfortunately, most of this is, maybe all of it, is parts vehicles. Parts tractors, trucks, cars. But there are parts here if you need them, particularly that AMC wagon with the console and the bucket seats and the tilt wheel. I mean, that's unbelievable. It's here in Petersburg, Tennessee. The auction is this week. It's online. Go to vanmasseyauctions.com. I'm not affiliated with them. I don't even know them, but I happened upon this auction, so I figured I'd video it for you. And I know that this stuff is going to go cheap, probably all scrap price. So maybe you buy something and just need a couple of parts off it, like the console out of that wagon, and you make a deal with the scrapper to take the rest and you're out 10 bucks. Who knows? Thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And please consider subscribing. It really helps us out when you do that. And if you like the video, give it a like. Thanks and have a great day.